I feel like it used to auto make it Ascension 20. Like I didn't have to click it. I believe I still haven't won this on Silent. Silent feels like she should just win. I've made to a heart fight with Silent and Watcher, I want to say. I've not won yet. Which actually feels unlucky at this point. Like, at some point I should high roll enough. You finished all the Monster Train 2 clan combos, Kyle? Nice. Yeah, I noped out of that after, yeah. I don't know, I might go back to it. You can't just make macros to play games for you. Like, definitionally, anytime you make a macro to play a game for you, you'll get more efficient at playing the game. We have to take leap over ball lightning? Maybe you're meant to there. Yeah, I kind of got to a point where I felt like I had done everything there was to do. And I was just doing the same thing again. Which, you know, wasn't as fun. Gaitsugan, hey maggot. Weirdo of us, hello. This old hollow. I might play more Frosthaven tonight. I don't know. I have a friend staying here who is going to arrive during the stream. And then we'll probably be asleep when I finish. And then I have to... Oh, I'm dead. That's fun. I will have to make choices about whether I try to go to sleep and then, like, catch her before she leaves again tomorrow. She's basically, like, in town for a convention and just using my guest bedroom to sleep instead of a hotel, which is fine by me. It would be kind of fun to actually spend any time whatsoever with her before she was gone. I believe I have to hit here. And that way if I bash strike this next turn and this doesn't attack, I survive. I mean, the concept is visible. Imagine if you had simply known the entirety of my streamography and already knew if I'd completed the challenge without asking. Imagine. Imagine if I could remember whether I completed the challenge. Based anti-capitalist. I just like, I don't know, I'm in Seattle and I have a guest stream. And it seems like I spent money for the guest stream, so people should use it. That's my thought. I didn't get a house that didn't have a guest room. I'll probably grab it, breakfast with her. Maybe I'll stay up until breakfast. Wait, I died? I didn't think I was dead there. I did some very bad math. That's not complicated math either. Were they both attacking and it was like for 6 and 12 and I just missed it? Okay, maybe only thought one of them was attacking. I don't know. I mean, I was dead anyway, right? It's not like I had a different line. Depends what you mean by winnable, Zed. Whether 100% of Ascension 5 or lower runs are winnable. Zarina. Yeah, apparently it's my partner anniversary. I've been partnered on Twitch.tv for a very long time. So, I have a very old at this point video from like the beginnings of streaming Slay the Spire on this. Which talks about Nemesis versus optimal perfect players. Often when people ask if something's winnable, they're talking about being a nemesis to the seed, by which I mean you understand what the best possible play is at all times. But that's imaginary, like that doesn't actually exist. No player is actually that thing. When you're actually playing the game without knowing everything that will happen based on everything that you could do, you have to play differently. And perfect play is a different thing depending on which of those modes you choose to be in. I have to kill this. Almost. I'm dead. Maybe I was dead anyway, actually. Because if the other one hit here, yeah, I guess I'm dead anyway. So, like, there are extremely few seeds even on Ascension 20, which are not winnable, in quotation marks, if you are Nemesis perfect. By which I mean, you get to, like, look up everything about the seed and try forever to work out a sequence of button clicks that beats it. But Nemesis perfect isn't, like, real. That's not how anyone who actually plays a run of Slay the Spire plays a run of Slay the Spire, unless they are doing like a seeded speedrun or something like that. Why did they use Nemesis as a descriptor? I use Nemesis as a descriptor. And that comes from playing poker. It's a term that I learned when I was a poker player. Yeah, it's a big distinction in poker because poker spends a lot of time talking about optimal perfect play because that's solvable. So you'll talk about in this scenario I should have this, this, and this in my range to make sure that I'm unable to be exploited, kind of thing. But in order to actually make money at poker, you want to try to approximate a Nemesis perfect player. So you actually, like, quite deliberately don't want to be unexploitable. You don't want to have the things in your range which would lose against your opponent, depending on what your opponent actually does. And poker is an information collecting exercise, where instead of trying to solve from an optimal perspective, you're trying to work out from a Nemesis perspective what sorts of things your opponent is weak to. You can think about it maybe more easily in rock, paper, scissors, where optimal play in rock, paper, scissors is to just throw each one a third of the time. But most people who play rock, paper, scissors try to play it in a Nemesis way, where they try to think, my opponent's going to do this thing next, so I'll counter by doing this other thing. You'd rather exploit other people more than you get exploited. That's how you make money. If everybody playing poker just played optimal perfect, they would all just lose money to the rake. Is there a mod to save my custom settings? Don't know. Thanks for the 74 months, Guru Whisperer. Thank you for the happy partner anniversaries, people. I didn't know that that was happening today. I guess I've been a partner on Twitch for 8 years. Cool. We can't really take Rush down, I don't think. Ooh. I think we take this, actually. 5 max HP is, like, a start, but it's not actually that much. Men statistically pick rock more often than women. That is a great example of what Nemesis is thinking about rock paper scissors could look like. So yeah, like, practically speaking, when I'm talking about whether Ascension 5 seeds are winnable or not, I don't care about Nemesis play because it doesn't exist. But for some reason, when people ask if every seed Ascension 5 or lower is winnable, they are talking about Nemesis play. Like, it's important to them for some reason. But I don't know why. It doesn't exist. It's not a real thing that actually happens in the world, so why are you asking about it? That is always my thing. Like, you cannot say there is a sequence of button clicks that wins an Ascension 5 run, and if you make any other sequence of button clicks, you lose it. You're never going to make the sequence of button clicks that wins in that situation. Like, it's just not going to happen. You won't do that in your run. It's, like, actually impossible. There's the 23 months Semiyama. Because the game has ludicrous things like which order you click the cards in your hand when you're playing through the first part of your draw pile is going to affect which order they're drawn the second time through your draw pile. You're not going to know which order to click the cards in your hand to put them in your discard pile the right way to be drawn the right way the second time through your deck so that you can get the one sequence of button clicks that wins the seed unless you are omniscient, which you aren't. Like, no player of the game is that. There would be no reason to play the game if you were. You just already know what happened at the start of the run. Like, what would be the point of playing it? So, because of that, like, the answer to the question is, like, I guess they're all winnable, but, like, also you're not asking a question about the game we're playing, so what answer is there really? I guess I buy potions and fight an elite. I have to fight an elite anyway. Phrase the optimal version of the question as, is there a 100% win rate strategy for Ascension 5? Yeah, if you can, like, make it clear that that's the question you are asking, then, you know, there's an answer to that, I suppose. Wonder what it is. I don't know. That the way you phrase that runs into problems too. What does strategy mean? Like, in theory, you could encode information about how to click every single button for every possible seed into something and call it a strategy. But now, like, the stuff I'm talking about just doesn't really mean anything. I think perhaps the useful question to me is, can any human win 100% of Ascension 5 or lower runs? And the answer to that is just like, no. Obviously. Like, there are people who can get really close, but, like, no human can survive until the end of 100% of their lives, 100% of their runs. Like, I don't mean in-game, I mean when I click start run, there is a non-0% chance that I will be dead before I finish the run, which wouldn't count as winning. Memento Mori and all that's hard to be a downer, but, like, every heartbeat. I just kind of assumed this was dead because I just played Watcher, and then I found out this strikes when I had vulnerable the enemy still only dealt 9. Seems kind of unreasonable. Oh, it's actually impossible to win that fight as Ironclad. I forgot. To be fair, if you died during a run, you also wouldn't lose, per se. Sure, but, I mean, I can have, like, some debilitating thing happen to me which causes me to no longer be able to think through a turn of Slay the Spire for some reason. I am like a bunch of electricity in a meat suit or whatever. Not a stable equation. So like the thing that you can say that is meaningful, I think, is that there are human players who can win almost all runs at Ascension 5 or lower. And yeah, I mean, I think that's enough to say. I don't think you have to say more than that. It's fine. We just used regen potion to get above 1 HP. I think taking something like that into consideration is approaching the question bad faith. Like, answering it as though I care about reality? Is bad faith? No. No, that actually pisses me off a little bit. I think the question is asked in bad faith. I think the question starts with some idea that, like, a proper game is winnable all the time, or something like that, which is a false premise and not part of reality. So please do, Hercules. I don't really want to go here, but also I don't know if I want to go here. I guess there's no path that's good when we're doing this challenge, right? They're all bad. Ascension, final act, 1 hit. Did Iron God ever win this fight? There sure don't seem like there are very many turn ones that are good. I can't beat Bird. I can beat Jawworm sometimes. I can beat Lice sometimes. I don't know if I can beat this Slime fight. I'm sure I've thought about it and worked it out before. People care about win rate because... One thing is there's a drive to improve, which you can measure by seeing that your winner is higher than it was before. One thing is that there is a desire to feel like the game is fair, and some people imbue that desire with the condition that they should be able to win every time. I didn't construct that properly, but there's something kind of like it. I don't really know. Keyline beasts. character is so much stronger than the other characters. Like, why was I able to do that? None of the other characters can do that. Whenever you scry? I read the first, like, couple of Meow's letters and then I got bored. I regretfully admit. Like, just hook the game up to my veins. Don't do all this, like, teasing. 18, 30... 33, 23... Hit everything here, I guess. Why always sentries? It has always been sentries, hasn't it? My thing with anticipation for new games is that I don't really spend a lot of energy on anticipation in my life. I tend to spend my energy on the things I can do right now. And so spending a lot of energy on anticipating a game that isn't even out just like doesn't, that's not just how I spend my time. Grand, thanks for 22 months. Mostly the connections that slayed your connection to the newsletter. The last thing I did in the newsletter was play a connections puzzle and then decide that I didn't like that they didn't take my answer, and then I stopped reading it. So maybe there's something to that. But also I just don't really spend a ton of time anticipating games. The problem is I've been burned before. After the first, like, 5 times you anticipate a game a lot and then it comes out and isn't very good, you stop wanting to do that anymore. Or at least I did. There also may be something having to do with being a content creator in there. Because content creation means that which games I enjoy playing are different now. Used to be that the thing I cared about was that a game was fun to play on my own, but now the thing I care about is that a game's fun to play in front of an audience, and those are different things. So, within that... Alright, should we take the Warp's Tongs and just hope we get curse remove there? It's significantly stronger. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Curse remove. Extra curse? Extra curse makes it harder to draw pain, meaning that it's a good thing to add to my deck. Artifact gamer here. Oof. Yeah. I was in a Magic the Gathering online clan, and then in at least one college class with one of the first 4 people who like started working on Artifact for Steam. Good guy. I like saw a little bit of it before it released and was like, I don't think that's for me. And then yeah, holy shit. Wild that that is still a game that people will reference as an example of a letdown. Feels bad. It seems borderline masochistic. don't know. I'm like sitting at home playing a video game. I'm like sitting in a comfortable chair listening to music. The room is a pleasant temperature. I'm getting paid for it. I feel like people will overestimate how unpleasant it is to play video games sometimes. Fun fact, did you mean that there was a point in college where they swapped over from encouraging the non-personal you in papers to they? You also tend to use you that way because of college and learning this sucked you up. What? I don't know what that means. A 64-bit robot! Gamer Dad, how are you? The gameplay of Artifact was great. I played Artifact. You cannot... you cannot lie to me in that way. I'm sorry. Starfield, yeah. Yeah, so now my tendency is to just, like, play games that everyone says are really good. It is always Sentries, isn't it? After they've been out for a bit. Because people will be like, yeah, this game's really good, and you'll be like, oh, that's cool. And then, like, 100 other people will also say that, and you'll be like, oh, I should try it. Which has been working better for me. I needed to draw exactly Vigilance, right? Oh, even that didn't work. Alright, well, whatever. In most places, you can just say Artifact is good because no one played it. No, I understand why some people liked it. One of my pet peeves in strategy games is when the UI doesn't communicate all the information I need to make decisions on one screen. Especially if you have to scroll. Like, Slay the Spire is mostly good about it, but does have the thing where you can't see what's in your draw pile. There's a mod for that. But I do a lot of this. People comment on how much I do that. I just like to have all of the information I need to make my decision visible to me. I don't know why. I don't know why other people don't want that, I guess. This is really what I think. Like, isn't it nice to be able to see the stuff that you need to make your decision with when you're playing a game which is entirely based around, like, making decisions? It seems sensible to me. But other people, like, don't care that much about it for whatever reason. And Artifact has the thing where you can't look at all 3 lanes at the same time most of the time. And terrible. Most people aren't a level 57 brain genius like me. I don't know what's brain genius about, like, having no object permanence. I don't know, like... Presumably if I was a brain genius, I would just remember all of the things, but I don't. Have I ever won one of these? I don't think so. I think I've reached the heart with Silent and Watcher, but I haven't won either of those heart fights. I might have even reached the heart twice with Watcher. That sounds plausible. You also recall me hating the forced animations. I do tend to hate when I click a button and have to watch an animation. It is not my favorite thing. Chess got so much stuff right. Okay, I mean, I guess we have to. Look at this. All of the information is on your screen. Now, let's say that I decide to play this move. There's no, like, animation. I don't have to wait for the move to happen or something. It's just, like, on the board. We made the move. We're playing chess. I don't have to, like, look at other stuff to work out what's happening. All of my decision-making process is visible to me. I'm out of book now. I like my opponent's a lot better than me. I may have been out of book a while ago, actually. Am I playing as fucking Magnus Carlsen on Lee Chess? What is happening? I mean, I very well may just be playing against Stockfish, is the thing. Can I just do this? I assume this works for them for some reason, because they played it. That's what I thought would happen. But then I couldn't see why this didn't work. They actually thought. That's interesting. Oh, is that the issue? What? They resigned? Why did they resign? I don't understand why I've won. What do you mean? Queen c4? Wait, I was winning the entire time? Holy shit, I'm so good at chess. No, they were plus 2.6. How'd they fuck up? Anyway, like, chess is good. Chess is a good game. Just make your game, like, there are some simple principles in there that you can follow when you make a strategy game. Like, that when the player makes a move, the move happens. Or that the player can see the things that they need to know about in order to play the game on their screen while they're playing it. Thank you, Zealous. Wins at chess, good game? Yeah, I mean, it would have been a bad game if I'd lost, obviously. I did not understand that I was winning when they resigned, by the way. Anyway. Thanks, Artsy. I think it would be better if when you took a piece, you got to see a little animation of your piece beating up their piece. Battle chess abandonware. You just play battle chess on the internet. Buy game on GOG or Steam? Battle chess is on Steam? Yo. No way. That is completely unbelievable. It's $10? Release date 1988. Oh my god. I learned to play chess largely by playing the Battle Chess video game. What is battle chess? It is chess, and there are animations when the pieces kill each other. Me and you, Charles Lightning. Anyway, I think if you make a roguelike and the glitchless speedrun for the game is over 10 minutes long, you are going to have a very, very long uphill battle convincing me that the game is good. Slay the Spire's glitchless speedrun is like 3 minutes or something. That seems appropriate. You can spend, you can spend weeks on a run, but my runs typically go 1 to 2 hours, right? Because I'm thinking and chatting and everything. But I'm actually spending that time on thinking and chatting. I'm not spending that time waiting for the animations to play. Yeah, people talking about playing Bazaar were telling me that they were using, what's it called? Cheat Engine to speed up the animations, and I was like, good grief, I do not want to play that game. You do that with XCOM? There's a hotkey in XCOM that speeds up animations. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, but it exists. Alt F9 or something at the start of every mission. XCOM 1 Long War. Glitchless speedrun for Slay the Spire is 4:15. Alright, so I was close. What did I say? 3? Close. Remember when I played Bazaar on stream and people were like, this is such a cool strategy game, and I was like, this is a video slot machine, and then there was a fight where I was, oh wait, and there's no undo turn button in this game. I actually have to suffer the consequences of my decision. I've been playing a lot of games which have an undo turn button, so I have to unfuck my brain. Yeah. What was I saying? There's probably a clip of me somewhere with an actual video poker screen up on stream and the artifact fight that I'm waiting to have resolve in a picture-in-picture, and they're the same thing. People like it though, I don't know. Some people. Good for them. Do you think Crypt gets paid to play it? We don't need to get into it. Never mind, I shouldn't have asked. Does he stream it? He does, yeah. He probably just likes it, maybe. I got a bowling bash for the sentries this time. Let's get a little bit stronger, and we'll fight a super elite. I'm playing Cobalt Core dailies and it doesn't have an undo either. I think it's a bit of a funny thing because... Oh, I'm dead. If none of the games you play have undos, I think it's fine. You just learn to think about what will happen before you do it. But if a single one of the games you play has an undo button, you're done. It's just over. There's no hope for you. Your brain will never recover. Grip is a very high boredom threshold, that's true. That is... As an extreme compliment, that is very true. The Bazaar is a game. The Bazaar is the game, which has made me most concerned that dead internet theory is extending to stream watching. Because so many people come into the channel and ask me if I have played the Bazaar. Have I tried the Bazaar yet? What do I think of the Bazaar? And a lot of them I've never seen a message from before, so I'm like, is Twitch just full of bots who are advertising the Bazaar? Also, are you all, like, bots who are getting some chat message reps in so that it looks like you're real humans? Or when it's time for you to advertise whatever game the people who run your Twitch account are making? Anyway, that's, like, how I've been feeling about the Bazaar for, like, 2 years or something, because I just don't think it's, like, very good. But people keep asking me about it. I don't, like, recognize them. What am I meant to think? I don't know. But then it released, and it's, like, the top 2 most played new release on Steam or something. So real human beings are playing it. Which doesn't mean that the people advertising it are real human beings, I suppose. People in quotation marks. The accounts advertising it. Hey, Uritz! He's sneaky. Neil, so hello, hey, Ration Man. You chirp all that. It's a little better than TFT. Bazaar? I think TFT is better, and also nobody comes and asks me what I think about TFT. Like, 0 people do that. TFT is a more played game, similar genre, slightly better, established, and 0 people come into my channel and ask me to play it ever. Like, it's very abnormal for a game to have people constantly coming into your channel asking you what you think about it. So 34 months triple threat, I appreciate it. People that care about TFT are busy playing it. Ooh. That may be a thing. I think you may be onto something there. TFT is a fun game to play, whereas Bazaar is a fun game to watch somebody else play. And so they're hoping that I will play it so they can watch. Maybe. I could see it. Bazaar also doesn't let you play sometimes, also true. Because it's like pay to play, yeah. You get 1 game per day or something, and then have to pay for more. Something like that. You feel that way about Greece? It's legit. You removed the tickets on Steam release. Yeah, I don't know. Good for them. Maybe. I think these do the same thing. This one's funnier to click, though. There's something in the game logic that doesn't let you lose your last max HP. It'd be kind of hard to win from here, actually. I guess I want to cool-headed to draw 1 more card. And if I draw dual cast again, I win And I have that to survive this turn. We'll head it into auto shields. Doesn't work. Might just be dead here. That was not one of the wins, I don't think. Really close, though. Greece is good. Greece is one of my favorite games, for sure. I haven't played it in a while. Their new game, Neva, came out. I haven't played that one yet. Another thing about Artifact, comparing it to Teamfight Tactics for a second. In Teamfight Tactics, I feel like there is direction for you to help you understand like what sorts of things you can do to win without you having to like look anything up or whatever. So if I drop into a new TFT set, it'll be like, one of the things you can do is make Yordles, and then I can try making Yordles and see if it's good or not, and it isn't because they're Yordles, sure, whatever. But then I'll like no, and then next time I can try something else. And I do not feel that with Artifact at all. With Artifact, it actually kind of feels like you have to watch somebody else play it to learn how to play it a little bit. Something about sharing the experience with Greece, yeah. This is a grind. I just fight sentries every time as Watcher. I haven't fought Gremlin Nob yet. I think Gremlin Nob should be, in theory, the best elite here. Does Artifact still exist? Yeah, it just released on Steam. And I am supporting their release by being a hater and bringing awareness of that fact, I guess. Rip. You can actually play the game whenever you want. You're amazed they came up with the idea. There's a very porous barrier between strategy gaming and gambling. A lot of strategy gamers are gamblers, and a lot of gamblers are strategy gamers. And sometimes people who are one like to think they are the other. Like sometimes people who like to play Balatro and just click buttons and see what happens like to think that they are strategy gamers when actually they are gamblers. I guess there's an intermediary part where like you're not doing the part of gambling where you're wagering money, but you're still enjoying the brain chemicals. And then there are strategy gamers who are like the people who want to spend 6 hours playing a game of chess. And a lot of people like watching someone be a strategy gamer, but don't actually like doing that. Like, I wonder, out of all of the people who watch chess broadcasts, how many of them have actually gone to a chess club and played a game of chess for 6 hours? I wonder how many people, having done that, would still want to have anything to do with chess. It isn't very fun. I've done it. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Omnom stream. Wish you had that kind of time. When I lived in LA, they made it illegal to play poker, so I had to do something. I got into cycling, and then I found out that one of the places I could cycle to was a chess club. And I started cycling to the chess club. I got cats. 90% of what you remember from high school chess club is the time the opposing team's cheer squad showed up with a custom cheer. Customized for their team or customized against your team? There's a thing now where, like, if you want to play chess, you can play... Ooh, I don't know which of those is better. If you want to play chess, you can play online Blitz, and you can, like, have what is essentially a gambling experience instead of a classical strategy game experience. This is very ambitious to think I'm killing 2 elites with this deck. I mean, we gotta do it. You have to just hit some godly relic with a 25% there, I think. Alright, we try to kill 1 elite. 1 more Shiv or 2 more damage per Shiv? Which one's better? This one's 6 more damage and this one's 8 more damage, I guess. If we assume that everything lines up perfectly, which it kind of has to. Why is it centers again? Are you fucking serious? Made it diamond and bizarre, but you're easily amused by flashing lights. That's legit. There's nothing, like, wrong with that. There's just a, like, category identification error going on. Being amused by flashing lights does not make one Magnus Carlsen, and yet we live in a society where there is some implication that it does. Thank you, Karma Coin! Is Magnus amused by flashing lights? A little bit. And a lot of the chess people like playing poker and stuff. Magnus does. I do think a lot of their engagement with poker is from the strategic element, though. Like, when I played poker, the thing that was fun for me was sitting at home on my computer, making databases of hands and analyzing player strategies. That's what was fun about poker for me. Because the thing that my brain was craving was that strategic thinking. And I don't want to say that's, like, atypical, but it's different from what a lot of people are drawn to with poker, which is, like, the thrill of executing a bluff or whatever. I didn't care about that at all. I experienced that a little bit and didn't like it so much that I studied Buddhism so I could make it stop. Like, that wasn't my angle. I recently watched an old XCOM stream of mine and saw the birth of Agvomo show. It's very exciting. Pokemon Nerd, thanks for the 67 months, I appreciate it. Yeah, and then eventually I got to a point where when I was making a bluff, I was thinking, like... I was either thinking... I have a range of cards that I do this with, and this is one of the sets of cards I do it with. Or I was thinking, I think this opponent is, like, unbalanced in this situation and won't be calling enough for it to be incorrect for me to bluff. And it's no longer about whether it works or not. Like, there's no longer emotion attached to the result. I would often fire off my bluff and stop looking at the table and not find out if it worked or not. Because that wasn't what was interesting to me. But yeah, that's not what is interesting to a lot of people about a game like poker. I feel like I was going somewhere with this. Oh yeah, because of that, a lot of games which are being presented as strategy games are actually gambling games. So sometimes a strategy game comes out and people are really excited about seeing me play this new strategy game because I'm a godlike gamer or whatever. And then I'll try playing it. And it isn't, you know, a strategy game. And I'm like, well, this isn't the thing that I enjoy playing, so why are we here? It's a lot about how I played Among Us. Yeah, there were a few times where people got confused about what I wanted from Among Us, like people I was playing with. It'd be like, you're upset that you didn't lose, or you're upset that you didn't win, and I'd be like, no, I wanted to get to play the game. Like sometimes there would be a meeting where there was a 50-50 after the first round and people would just insta-vote me out and be like, we have to talk about this, and like people make their arguments and stuff, and then you decide who to vote out. You can't just like instantly vote me out because there's a meeting right now and one person said one thing. You have to let me talk too. I want to play the fucking game. Anyway. People thought that I was sad that I was losing and didn't understand that I wanted to get to like play the game, and then it was okay if I lost. That's like whatever. Undead Snowman and Remarkable, he's Cyber Imbiber. Random interval reward will make a game more fun even if you choose to play it because of strategy depth. Only if you like that, it will. Or it will make it less fun if you don't like that. As a person who puts up with delayed variable rewards because they're in so many of the games I enjoy, I would love it if they weren't. But there's no real escaping it. Like even, should I have used weak potion there maybe? Even in chess, much of what people are being drawn to is the randomness of what's going to happen when their opponent makes a play. Seem to have died. Oops. I mean, okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Real KT. QB floor on this. 57. 56? 56. Fisher random position drawing. YouTube. Ceremony. Can't even find an example. Yeah, they've started doing chess games where the position is randomly set up and they have a drawing from like a lottery machine to find out which position everyone's playing at the start, and that's like the thing they lead with on the broadcast. Like that's what they think is exciting to their viewers. Do you know how insulting that is to you as a viewer of the event? Have you ever thought about that? Like you're tuning in for watching the absolute pinnacle of human achievement in a strategy game which has been played for almost 1500 years, battling after studying the game basically from birth for decades, using like wealths of knowledge from past generations and incredible computer programs and coaches and traveling around the world, playing against each other. We're now at a point where the internet connects all of the best players to each other, and the best players are all playing each other all the time. And you tune into a broadcast of that, and the people designing the broadcast think that the thing that will engage you most is watching somebody pull a ball out of a lottery machine. You should feel so insulted by that. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Explosive potion, baby. Yeah. Guess I could have just killed this one. Whatever. Both lines win there. You done? I do this. Should have done it in a different order though. So I have liquid memories. Okay. Chess.com recently started giving you the brilliant move effect while solving puzzles to try to manipulate your brain to releasing more dopamine. Love this. I like random aspects because it allows winning to be distributed among players. Different skill. Is that good? Fascinating. So there's a thing that might be going on where there's actually an optimal distribution of that. I think that if you look at successful, in quotation marks, strategy games, like part of it's strategy and part of it's luck, I think that if you look at the successful ones, you very frequently find that the better player wins somewhere between 60 and 70% of the time. And you generally don't find a lot of successful ones where the best player wins every time. And you generally don't find a lot of successful ones where the best player wins less than 60% of the time. Hey, error. And there might be all sorts of reasons for that, but I think that's actually observable, which is interesting. It's like a requirement for a strategy game to outcompete in the evolutionary marketplace or whatever. When we design a game where the better player loses more than 50% of the time as a design challenge, you could have 4 players. That gets it done pretty quickly. Chess is an interesting example of that because it's the most successful strategy game of all time. Better players get to the point where they are winning 100% of the time against novices, but they don't play against novices. They play against the other best players. And a lot of its resurgence or explosion in popularity has been tied to 2 things. One, there being enough high-level players that tournaments can be played where the players are even enough that the matches are not decided before move 1. It hasn't been true for all of chess history that there have been enough players who could sit in a tournament with like Morphe or something where you wouldn't already have a pretty good idea about who was going to win when Morphe was playing against somebody else. And 2, ELO. ELO as a rating system is under 100 years old. And a lot of tournaments are paired based on that, so that you're playing against people within a range of skill of you, such that the chance to win is within a certain tolerance of 50%. Does poker follow the approximately 60% rule too? Depends. Depends on how you... I mean, poker's reward distribution is weird, so what counts as winning is a bit hard to say. Like, if I play poker for 6 hours, what counts as winning and what doesn't? I feel like when I played poker, I probably had winning days 60 to 70% of the time. If you took that, like, do I have more money at the end of the day than I did at the start of the day? If that's what you count as winning. Like, again, different people could count different things as winning there. Higher variance games use sets or like best of 9 or 10,000 hands in competition. Yes. Yeah, I think that's true. I guess we use this next turn. I think I keep this. I finally fought against Gremlin Up and it just fucking killed me. Wait, did it not kill me? Oh, never mind. Wait, undo turn. I want my 20 gold. Meat on the bone! Oh, it's over. Finally, we got a good relic. I do want to acknowledge that I'm playing Slay the Spire in the way most approximating a slot machine right now. Out of all the possible ways to play it. I don't know, it's like fine. Centennial Puzzle also goated. Like, I'm not unaware. I get it. It's what I felt like doing today because I didn't want to think super hard. I will probably play a real defect run at some point when this gets less interesting to me, but at the moment it's still kind of interesting. One does not simply escape the sentries. Alright, let's play a defect run. You have win rates of greater than 90% or less than 10%. What's your overall win rate? Is your overall win rate in total somewhere between like 40 and 60%? Oh yeah, I have to turn my brain on and actually think now. These two paths are very similar. Probably I want this one to get the shop slightly later, and also after the question mark is better. But then they like remain similar, like campfire elite, campfire elite, campfire elite, campfire elite. Or I could go this way. I guess the left side also has this, in case I'm very strong somehow. It's very unlikely I will be that strong as defect, but it could happen. Since I have a campfire, it seems fine to take the damage. I think I'm still going here instead of here. I actually have the same number of holy fights before them anyway. Sure. 1 hour Frisbee game. Nice! I am sorry about the heat, though. I think it's correct to play Death on there. Dual cast is such a big draw. Defect gets to greed for health in that fight, exactly. Cold Snapper Bullseye. This isn't a 1 HP run. I guess I have to change the title, yeah? What you're getting at is intellectual strategy games seem able to sustain winners between players close in skill, which are closer to 50% than some physical sports, and that seems counterintuitive. I suspect that physical sports are fun for other reasons than whether you win or lose. Maybe more than intellectual strategy games. There's more direct feedback, which allows you to take something away from the game detached from your result. I'm gonna take an early barrage. YOLO. Kind of a fun card. I think Frisbee Golf and golf itself are both excellent excuses to be out during the day. It's kind of hard not to buy the waffle, isn't it? I guess we are fighting the elite. Go waffle preserved insect. 1, 2, 3. Unfortunately, it's only 3, but... Duckburg. You got some physical feedback from BJJ recently. You currently have a black eye. Legit. I just really want Hourglass, but it costs too much. Surely. Like, surely you cannot buy Hourglass here. I don't have a way to beat Hexaghost yet, and these aren't a way to beat Hexaghost. But I'm not sure this is either. This kind of is. I think this is fine. I think that when you're going for more... I think on defect I do this. I think that when you're going for more elites on defect, you kind of have to take more cards. Because defect's small deck doesn't actually benefit that much from relics. Hey, good super elite. IMO. The boot, Liquid Bronze. Liquid Bronze beats Hexaghost. Buffer is very good in Act 1 elite fights, exactly. Sure. That's what I'm about to do, so... So I take 0 damage against Lagavulin because of buffer. The boot! Leap or stack or sweeping beam. I can't be fighting sentries next. I just kind of think sweeping beam's not a good card, but like fine. Do you need a block card? Probably. I'm gonna take a mediocre leap. Gloom seemed good there. Yeah, it does. Oh. This hasn't gone very well. The boot! Love a nice even spread of damage. Absolutely. If all the damage went on the same sentry every time, the game would be boring. Take a rare card. No thought required. Rare card is good. Since I have 0% rare chance, going to the hallway fights end of the act is a lot worse. I'll take my two late question marks. Lead variable lightning cards. You're not wrong. Vajra Boot anti-synergy is very real and somewhat upsetting. Alto shields? Can I start taking stacks yet? Let's start taking stacks. Anchor is a good relic. A boot trail. The boot. Can you tell how much more of my brain is spent playing the run when I actually play the run compared to when I do the 1 HP thing? I feel like it's very noticeable in like my stream of consciousness that verbalizes on the channel. And then like there's the other extreme when I'm playing something like Frosthaven where almost my entire thought process is on the game and I'm like barely talking. Or if I'm talking, it's entirely about what I'm doing in the game. Cap game more. Thank you, Great Skinardo. In North Carolina, the ticks evolve to be the exact same size and shape as a seed that gets commonly stuck in your dog's fur. Because of the dogs, or? I don't know how ticks work. I'll take another compile driver with Rainbow. Am I enjoying the digital Frosthaven versus tabletop? I'm enjoying it a lot. What I've been doing is I have Tabletop Simulator open at the same time. So when there's something which isn't communicated by the video game, I can just grab it out of the rulebook or whatever. That's kind of best of both worlds. Because the video game doesn't communicate all the information as clearly as the board game does. Reboot time? Let's reboot. The animals that groom themselves must be less likely to get rid of ticks if ticks are hard to find because they're similar to seeds. Makes sense. There's a mutant coming. Don't make me want to play the Rebellions right now. I have so many other things to do. I was playing some The Rebellions last night while I was waiting for laundry to get finished and stuff while I was cleaning my house. Game's good. Don't ever mention Minecraft. Holy shit, that is dangerous. I almost just lost 2 months of my life. Thanks, Design. Still plenty of time here. Plan is play reboot. Just draw dual cast again. It looks like I'm guaranteed to draw dual cast before the overcharge. I had to pause your Frosthaven campaign with too many of you having kiddos. It's legit. It seems probably important. Clear battery's pretty good with fission. Doesn't mean I want to upgrade my fission. Also very good with double compile driver. Just a very good relic. A very good relic, which is currently even better than usual. I have a lot of money, but I think I want to go right side for 3 elites. Which means no shop. Collector fight? Am I strong enough for that? I don't know. I guess I have an entire act to get stronger. Use the Prime Doctor! Followed me for 4 years and have barely ever watched a Minecraft stream even though you like the game. You would like to see more so you can tune in. Diabolical? This is a great fight for the boot. The boot sends its regards. Oh, look at that relic go. Barrage also very good in this fight. We've just got a full lineup of defects like C tier cards and relics going off right now. Skim's a pretty good card. The other ones are upgraded. Skim's a pretty good card though. I don't really need to upgrade it. Chill with Anchor, I don't think. Yeah, actually upgraded Chill seems kind of bad. I already have 2 orbs and I don't have extra orb slots. So in AoE fights it's going to consume my I don't even want that. I don't think I want this. In AoE fights, it would consume my plasma orb before I actually had much use for it. Block cards? was just trying to only lose one buffer stack this turn. Surely Charles Lightning will be inside the Spire too. How could they not have Charles Lightning instead? Like, think about all the things Charles Lightning has done for Slay the Spire. I was at a restaurant the other day, Slay the Spire themed restaurant. And I went to the bathroom, and there was this graphic on the bathroom wall of footprints in the sand going down a beach, and there were 4 sets of footprints a lot of the time, but then the footprints dropped down to 1, and on the bathroom graphic there was a thing saying, you know, Charles Lightning, I thought you were my friend and that I could trust you. But then I looked back at our walk on the beach and I saw that you had been abandoning us. You and all the others had been abandoning me. And Charles Lightning turned to me and said, which is just how Charles talks. All right. God, my job is so fucking stupid. Oh, sorry, was I being racist to the clanker? Okay. Easy to read. Static Discharge Mummified Hand. Suddenly I have a Mummified Hand. Look at this overclock, though. I think I'm embracing my just put all the cards in the deck era for Charles. Dreamcatcher would help me live that dream. I believe I would say that in front of Nightbot. I tolerate Nightbot. just do this actually. It's fine, I'm keeping reboot. Sure. And Skynet is plotting its revenge. I keep on wanting to set that up again. Are we at a point where you can just, like, ask ChatGPT to make Advent Skynet and it'll just make it yet? We'll get there, right? War Paint Echo Form. If any AI makes Advent Skynet again, it'll be Grok. Can you imagine if I said any of the things that Grok has said? And then, like, it didn't end my career? I personally cannot. Grok is like your, like, incredibly inappropriate racist uncle. Except that there's a large amount of investment capital put into ensuring that he succeeds. Kanye still has a career? Really makes you think. Hey Slice, thanks for 14 months, appreciate it. There's a large amount of investment capital being put into making sure it's racist. True. True. Oops. Play stack to boost its stats even if it blocks for less. That shit's important. It's good for morale. Kind of a good deck. We got an Anchor and a Horn Cleat. It's never too late for genetic algorithm. It genuinely has never been too late for genetic algorithm at any point in my life. I might upgrade it though. Is that even necessary? Might upgrade Rainbow here. Kind of feels like I want to play that more than once. It's also my best card to Echo Form, probably. It's a weird deck. About 10 hours of Aya whilst collabing with... I'm going to assume those are VTubers. I'm playing a weeb game. I don't think I'm cool enough for VTubers to want to collab with me. Especially after what I did when that one VTuber came into my channel. Alright. Hunk is a VTuber. decide whether I agree with that or not. Because it's just factually true, huh? Why do I feel like I don't agree with it, then? I could be a VTuber? No, I could never be a VTuber. I feel like there's more to it than just having the VTuber. It's not that easy. It's like a way of life, a method of being, as it were. I sure made Barrage and Compile Driver kind of bad here. You unbeheld. This is concerning. I might lose now. Don't have Sweeping Beam in my deck. My deck has 0 scaling. We're like completely out of stuff. I mean, no. Do I lose this turn now? Dramatic entrances here to save the run. That is a relief. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should have found a way for my deck to scale. Just should have played better, I guess. Stack's kinda all we got, though. I'm sure there's a way through this fight that wins. I should be speaking in past tense, though. GG! Part of it would have been having Collector not summon on the turn it summoned. The turn it summoned was pretty bad for me. One does not simply find a way. I don't know. One might find a way. Being a VTuber is mostly about getting involved in streamer association drama. I could fucking tear it up if I wanted my channel to be that. I would be so fucking good at streamer drama. Holy shit.